fundamental change in our...
Now, our next guests are not for the faint-hearted, and please do not try any of these stunts at home. Combining bizarre freak show acts with rock and roll, ladies and gentlemen, it's the Circus of Horrors.
Welcome to the carnival, to the greatest show on earth. Welcome to my freak show from around the universe. I've traveled all four quarters and I've sailed all seven seas to find the new sensation for this brand new century. Welcome to the carnival. Wow. Welcome to my freak show. Yeah, yeah. All right. Step inside, let the revolution begin. Step inside, before you find on me. We've got the tallest, the smallest, the fattest in the land to feed the curiosities of each and every man. Welcome to the carnival. Wow. Welcome to my freak show. Yeah, yeah. Freak, so chic. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the world's greatest sword swallower, Hannibal Now, we live in very cynical times, ladies and gentlemen. People don't believe that sword swallowing is true. They think the sword retracts into the handle. Of course it doesn't, and there's around 80 sword swallowers all over the world proving otherwise. But we intend to prove to you, Belfast, tonight that sword swallowing is indeed a genuine art. And the way we're going to do that is the first sword he's going to swallow, of course, has no handle. There it is, 18 inches long, made of solid steel, attached to the end are purely chains. We're going to ask him to be so kind as to take the sword, to place the sword inside his mouth, to force the sword down his throat, past his lungs, until only the chain is protruding. Here goes. Now the next sword Hannibal will swallow is in fact a cutlass, is in fact a curved cutlass with a 45-degree curve upon it. To allow Hannibal to swallow this beauty, he's had to have even more body modifications. And Stephen, we're going to be showing you a few of those a little later. But meanwhile, Hannibal Helmerich will take the curved cutlass, place it inside his mouth, force it down his throat. His whole head, neck, and body must bend to the curvature of the blade. If he fails to do this correctly, he will surely pierce his esophagus again. Ladies and gentlemen, Hannibal Helmerich! Hannibal Helmerich! From darkest Africa, the Voodoo Warrior!
I want to come anywhere near you there.
Come on, Stephen.
That is just bizarre.
Thank you.
Insane.
Thank you.
And this man looks completely and utterly like he needs locked up.
And believe it or not, when he first joined the circus, when I first met him, he was a tax inspector in Germany. Yes, he was.
You were a tax inspector.
In Germany, in his native Germany. He came to the Circus of Horrors many times. We were in Munich, we were there for a month. He came every night to see the show. He fell in love with the show, decided to leave working the civil servant and become a sword swallower. So George Osborne, there's hope for him yet.
I'm glad you didn't hear what I said there. So, you're coming to Northern Ireland, right?
That's correct, yeah.
What's the gig going to be? What are you actually doing that's worse than this?
Well, basically, it's a huge show, 26 performers from all over the world, performers and musicians.
Wow.
A great amalgamation of rock music, bizarre and unusual acts, but also acts of great beauty like Cirque du Soleil. We turn a negative word, horror, into a very positive word. People go out really enjoying themselves, buzzing about the show. We tour all over the world, Japan, Moscow last year, first British circus ever to go to Moscow. So all over the world, and great to be back here in Northern Ireland, where of course I started my performing career.
Did you?
Of course, yeah. I was 11 years old.
Wow.
I was, my dad, I hadn't known my dad for very long. He ran away from my mum when I was, there's a picture of me, look, as a fire eater. There's a picture of me as a baby. But my dad deserted us in that very van there when I was 6 months old. Didn't see him for 11 years. My mum tried to sue him for maintenance, and they court advised him to get back together. They did. Over to Ireland they came.
And that's
learned to fire eat in a day.
What does he do with his ribs?
Well, this guy's got loads and loads of body modifications. The ears, the teeth, and the tongue. Look at the tongue.
Does he speak?
He's got a foot tongue. Of course he does. Away you go, Howard. Yes, no problem.
What do you do with your ribs?
Well, they were broken just to give it a bit more space for certain thoughts to go down.
So basically, when he swallows a curved cutlass, the top ribs have to move. So what we call them in the sideshow trade is floating rib show.
Right. Oh. Ah! Right.
And
We're
Stevie,
going to see, because we're going out of time. We're going to.
Okay.
So we're going to actually see a sword go in here.
We're going to see a sword go in, Stephen, but you are now going to join the Circus of Horrors for a day, and you are going to help us with that sword. Thank you very much. There we go. We're going to ask Cannonball how much to take the sword.
There's every chance I could go sick here.
As you can see, this is a giant sword, mother of all swords, measured about 2.5 foot long. He's going to swallow, it's going to go deep inside his stomach, but there's more. Once it's deep inside him, if you all go wild enough, he will bow forward, pushing his internal organs this way, that way, and that way. And Stephen, you're going to then pull it out. Okay, here we go. Here comes the bell! Are you going to see him?
You feel the vibration! You feel the vibration! I always thought those things were plastic or some kind of trick. Unbelievable. We look forward to the show.
Thank you. We're looking forward to it.
Give them a round of applause. Thank you. Before we get into the next debate, let's touch on politics. The folks in the Hill are still in talks about agreeing a way forward at Stormont and a programme for government. So we sent Vinny out onto the streets.